Hi, welcome to day 30 of our 40 days through the Gospel of John. That means we're at the 3/4 of the way through point, and we are still in John chapter 14. And I want to read to you what it says in verse 26. This is Jesus speaking. He says this, "But the Advocate, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all things and remind you of everything I've said to you." It's an amazing promise that Jesus is leaving at this point in the story, and he says, I'm going to go, but the Father is going to send an advocate for you, the Holy Spirit. And it's interesting that he says he will teach you all things, because there's something about learning, not just the head knowledge, but how to put it into practice. For those who were at church a few weeks ago, you heard me preach about this. Because Jesus says that the Holy Spirit's going to come and teach you all things. Just after he says these words, he says, anyone who loves me will obey my teaching. So it's interesting. For Jesus, teaching isn't head knowledge, it's a lifestyle, it's a way of living. And so this Holy Spirit that is promised for us is about teaching us. Not just teaching us the words of Jesus, but how to put it into practice. I was only talking to someone tonight about how it's so much easier to talk about the teaching of Jesus than to follow Jesus. And so this Holy Spirit who leads and guides our life, our advocate, he is teaching us how to put into practice the way of Jesus, the teachings of Jesus. And he's doing that by reminding us of the words that Jesus said. And then the Holy Spirit is teaching us how to put that into practice. And that's a great comfort. There's another name for the Holy Spirit, the Comforter, because putting it into practice, living out following Jesus is not always easy. I might even say it's never easy. It's so countercultural, it's so self-sacrificial. And so doing that alone is tough, but doing it with a helper, with an advocate, the Holy Spirit is living inside you. That means you've got someone in the Godhead you can lean into saying, I know what Jesus said. I know he said I need to forgive. I know he said I need to love. I know he said I need to lay down my life. I need to pick up my cross. I know all these things. I remember the words, but how do I do it? And you and I can lean into the Holy Spirit and say, teach me, mold me, shape me, teach me how to do these things. It's so easy to say and so hard to do. Would you come and shape me and form me and teach me how to follow the way of Jesus? So I want to encourage you today, whatever you get reminded of, that you bump into in your day, and then you're reminded of the words of the Bible, you're reminded of something Jesus said, and you're like, oh my goodness me, how do I do that? That's when you lean into the Spirit and say, Holy Spirit, teach me, lead me, guide me, help me to put this into practice. Give it a go today. He's there to help you. He is your advocate, the Holy Spirit. Have a great day.